What's up? I'm the Yellow Ranger, and on this episode of Deep Dive, we'll be talking about the conspiracy theory that involves the Olympic and Titanic ship swap. The Olympic was Titanic's slightly older ship. In September 1911, the Olympic collided with the HMS Hawk, suffering serious structural and financial damage. White Star Line, that's the owner of both ships, had to pay for repairs out of pocket because the British courts held the Olympic liable, not the Royal Navy. This financial strain sparked the later conspiracy theory. The theory argues White Star Line supposedly knew the Olympic was damaged beyond profitable repair. The company allegedly swapped the Olympic and Titanic identities in the Southampton shipyard. They would then send the damaged Titanic, actually the Olympia, to sea, stage an accident, collect insurance money. The real Titanic would secretly continue selling as the Olympic. This story became popular through Robin Gardner's 1990s book. Important, the theory does not include the Britannic because the Britannic was not built until 1914 to 1950. 15 years after the Titanic sank. Why experts reject this theory? Wreck evidence disproves it. The ship on the ocean floor has the Titanic hull number 401 stamped on thousands of its parts. Titanic documented interior layout, Titanic's Promenade design, Titanic's boiler configuration, and Titanic's forward A-deck window pattern. Olympic's numbers were 400 and its interior was measured differently. Thousands of surviving artifacts also displayed the 401 number. The physical difference was too large to swap. Olympic and Titanic had different deck house shapes, different porthole counts, different steel plating configurations, different lifeboat setups, different weight tight door controls. You cannot disguise all these without massive, highly visible shipyard work, and no records have showed such changes. The timeline does not support a swap. The conspiracy requires massive renovations, new plates, rivets, fittings, and deck redesigns, complete interior dismantling and rebuilding. Yet the time between the Olympic accident and the Titanic's launch was too short for such a transformation. Too many people would have known. Hundreds of people would have had to be quiet about this incident, and no credible whistleblower ever emerged. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe that they actually swapped these ships? I believe that it could be done because back then there was not a lot of visibility on doing something like that. It would have been easier just to change names and do something like that. And especially if you had a ship worth that much money and it got damaged and they refused to pay the insurance on it. That is something that I believe could have happened. What are your thoughts on this? As always, like, follow, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this. Peace.